Is that beer or cider?
Looks like cider.
Apple juice. Apple juice. It might be. You gonna eat?
Yeah, don't count him.
It was in 1944.
Okay. Water. I can do some water too. Goat. Brown goats is pretty good. Now stay up late last night? You stay up a little. Oh, I stay up here. Did you watch the show or no?
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank
You are here.
Okay, oh.
Okay? C'est building, D-Day. 7 June.
D-Day +1. So you entered right in front, okay? And the veranda is the extension, actually a modern extension that is on the right. So we are exactly facing the former dunes, the trenches of Utah Beach that is just behind over there.
See? Second day. Okay?
Second day.
First day.
So you can notice on these helmets you have white semicircles, okay? These are combat engineers, 1st Special Brigade of Engineers. Actually their monument is on top over there. It was one of that combat units to come ashore in order to do a very important job for the GIs, which was to clear the beach obstacles, cut through the mines and barbed wires. This is what they did, very successfully, by the way.
One question for you. For President US, black or white?
Yes, black and white for the president.
Black.
This question is black or white, generally. No, it's very important to us in Normandy because actually he will be there, whoever it is, on June 6, 2009, for the 65th anniversary.
65th
whether it will be
anniversary.
Mr. McKinnon, Mr.
Obama.
Who knows? But whoever it is, he will be there. So it's already a very important question for thousands of you Americans coming to visit our region every year. Do you imagine? It is approximately 50% of the Norman population, the equivalent. So every year we have 50% more people spending a few days in the region coming from America. Very important.
Tu leur as dit ce qu'il y avait au menu?
So we have a croque monsieur.
Sandwich. Toast.
I'm so sorry. But we'll have to make a decision for the next place because Plan du Roc is a very open air space.
So where will we have an opportunity to see the beach itself on this side?
Well, we're going down to the
The weather in August hasn't been good, but
It's actually, oh yeah, well we could have gone. I bought one of those. I'm not going to put it on yet. Till I really need it. Till I am not getting wet yet. Here we are.
No, we're not.
Oh, it's not. Okay, so it's...
You don't want to go?
No, it's down here. I think it's down here, isn't it?
Well, he's going down that way.
I'm going down. You gotta wonder when the tide's lower how far out this beach extends.
because I could see yellow ponchos I don't see yet. So this is one of the German pillboxes.
Who owns all the land now?
That is the American Battle Monuments Commission, because it was donated by France in 1979. So it's American soil, like the American cemetery is, by the way. So if you can try to gather a little more here to give the maximum of people entering the place.
Yep.
Okay, can you see the bunker that is over there? Well, the memorial is the memorial that was erected in 1954, and I know my picture is not very big, but actually the big rock I was telling you about is this one, where my finger is. So that one went away, and it was replaced by the second one. And the second one sat down here, and just 5 minutes later, one of these shells that was shot over Pointe-du-Hoc by mistake entered directly the firing chamber. And we know that the shell hit directly into the corner. You can still see the shape of the shell today. Naturally, there was an explosion. He was blown away by the blast. He was deadly wounded. Medics came over trying to help him, but actually he was too badly hit. They couldn't do anything, and he passed away immediately. And we know the story because the one that should have been here told it, and it was the 81st TIA here in Pointe-du-Hoc, but this time by friendly fire. His name was Private First Class Harding, and he's on the list of the victims. And this is the way to show you how one can be doomed, whatever are the circumstances, because the others said it should have been me. And there's nothing you can do. That's why we have some hooks here, because after the completion of the bunker, they were supposed to use some chains to balance the weight of the gun before repositioning the gun where it was supposed to be. And where is a part of our group who was in the back, the magazine for ammunition. And actually the rear exit was also defended by a machine gun. That is approximately a 2.5 meter bomb-proof roof. They are all very solid, and you understand why there was a necessity to protect the guns from the Navy as well as the Air Force, because bombs could hit directly these open-air pits. So I'll show you one of them. I have after it was so much destroyed. And actually, here in red, you can see the German counterattacks, and you can see on the adjacent lane the 5 little crosses where the 5 guns were found. And in blue, the final link-up with other American soldiers that was not effective prior to the afternoon of June 8. And more generally, I know you had a look at the map, but we are right here. Okay, so we started in Sainte-Mère-Église. Now we are in Pointe-du-Hoc, and this was the main place where the Rangers fought, together with the other German battery at Mézy. All right, so
How many days?
bunkers to compensate for the initial problem of the guns because they were too old. Naturally, they had to collect all cartridges. Because cartridges are made of coral, so they had to doing that under enemy fire. Had a scientist's ability to stop thinking, because if you had to think about what to do, you wouldn't do that, certainly. So here, first I had a question. I don't remember. Was it your question? Maybe yes. The landing beaches. What about their names? Their names, and what about Overlord as a name? Have you really thought of Overlord as a name? Beyond God. It was really something when you think about it. Whatever God would think about this, men would do and decide first. It is quite incredible that all alone is the real meaning. Then, about the landing beaches, well, for the American beaches, there is no complicated explanation. They drew two lists of American states and American cities, one of which was sorted out, and they had to have something in common for any reason. So when they didn't have something in common, they were not kept. And finally, two were sorted out, Utah and Omaha. So you know better than I do, of course, what it is. Mostly Omaha, eastern Nebraska, the Missouri River, but they had one thing in common, and that was to be for the two Indian names. All right. So this is the way they were chosen. For the Anglo-Canadian beaches, we have another explanation. Saul, that is at east of the sector, is the sword of sacrifice that you can see stuck upside down on any Latin cross standing at the center of Commonwealth centuries in the world. We have about 200. And that is the sword of sacrifice that gave the name to Saul Beach. It was also the indispensable eastern flank around which later the ensemble of the Allied offensive would pivot in order to encircle the Germans, reduce them, then push eastward towards Paris, the east of France, Belgium, and later Germany. President Roosevelt was right when he said we have to reach Germany as quickly as possible because the Ruhr area at west of Germany was the area where most of the war production was taking place. If you stop the German war production, you stop the war, naturally. Gold, very simple, the beach is in the center. This was the precious link. What is more precious than gold? Between the Americans and the Anglo-Canadians at the center of the dispositive. And Juno, the Canadian beach, is probably the funniest explanation. Because General Keller was the commander of the 3rd Canadian Infantry Division who came ashore on D-Day in the sector of Juno. This man was married. He was married with a lady whose first name was June. And June had a very strong character. He was always joking about his wife and pulling her leg, because whatever he could ask her, the answer was always no. So this was June who says no. That became Juno. It's a secret code the Germans would have never discovered, you know.
Yeah.
And this is the way finally the Canadian landing beach was named. Now, the landing for the Canadians in Normandy had a particular meaning if you think back of Dieppe in 1942, when they were rejected at sea. This time, together with the ensemble of the Allied coalition, they certainly did not intend to be rejected at sea, as they had been before 22 months in 1974. Point du Hoc was one of the big positions the Germans had, and was naturally very well conceived.